Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be playing some Blue with the SessionBand. But first, we're going to kick off with somebody who always deserves a mention because they're always awesome. This is Thomas Christ, Optimized Performance.
Roger that, Adam. We're optimizing performance in 3, 2, 1. We are the makers. We are the creators. We are the mark breakers. Never imitators. Content generation. Initialize production. Birth to realization. Enhancing our construction. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Owning execution. Rehearsing for perfection. Endless evolution. Narrows our direction. Sharpening our steel to the fiercest sword. We decide what's real when we hit record. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. When performance is optimized, all our dreams are realized. We become brilliantly modified, and we are mentally deified. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance.
Thomas Christ, Optimized Performance. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. That is from his album, The Creator. And why am I playing it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Thomas has been here on this channel since day one. Day one. And it's very, 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 very rare that Tom misses a show. And I'll tell you what, it's not that he is ever expected to be here each and every day, because we all have lives. And I just wanted to publicly say thank you to Thomas, because he does a whole lot of work around all of these channels, supporting people's music, making great music, creating his own content, and life would be a lot shit without Thomas Christ. Let's just say that. All right. So there you go. Thank you, Thomas, for everything that you have put into my channel. Just wanted to make sure that you knew how much you matter. So if you're watching over on Facebook, that would be an amazing feat because guess what? We don't telecast over there anymore. Fuck Zuckerberg. But you can join the Warts group over there at We All Rise Together. You can leave a like and a subscribe and all of that stuff at the YouTube here at youtube.com/Jade Starr. The show is simulcast over every day at the Twitch at twitch.tv/howtoapp on iOS. I see there's one person over there watching today. Hello to you over at the Twitch. And you can always become a Patreon because we have a shitload of fun over at the Patreon every single week with lots of giveaways and lots of mastering of people's fantastic music. And it's a really cool community. A lot of the people who are here every day are over there, and it's really ace. I'll say hello to everybody. Let me just turn this off. I'll start from the bottom today. Hello to Gary Hubbs. And yes, Nikki Tedesco's channel over on Twitch, an awesome channel if you haven't been there before. She's a fantastic bass player. And guess what? If you don't know who she is, you will soon because she's coming on the show in December. We've had it in the pipeline for a little while, me and Nikki. So, you're going to get to know her very soon. She's an incredible bass player. So I'm sure you will all enjoy that. Let me say hello to the rest of you here, and we'll jump in, cover some news, and then we will talk about a little bit of blues, shall we? Thomas Christ is here. Hello, Syef, and good to see you as always. Dean Thomas, hello to you, my friend. S.M. Borthwick, the man who stole the show with his amazing interview, which had many eyes on it, many, many nice compliments. Fantastic to see you, Scott. And who else is here? Deep Gravity. Hello, Cam. I hope you're doing well, my friend. The man with the plan with the birds in the can. There we go. Andy Goldsby is here. Gary Hubbs, the aforementioned, living in the past. Who else I see is here? So it's a Monday morning, and these shows are always more low-key Monday in Australia. So I always expect a smaller audience for some reason. It's Sunday for you guys living in the past. So that's why I'm doing more of a low-key show today. But not low-key, but just, yeah. Russ8889 is here as well. I think I saw somebody else come in. Somebody who makes this noise. I see a bear. Hello, bear. Good to see you. Speaking of fucking birds. Speaking of swearing, let's talk about this, shall we? Because this week, as a special Warts series, number 13, so we're up to 13 with the Warts, we're doing something a little bit different. No interview this week, but it's just as good. So we have a guest coming on the show by the name of Russ8889 is coming on the show. So I'm sure all of you are going to be as happy as I am about that. And you know what we're going to be talking about? Collecting apps. We're going to be talking about apps, the history of apps, the pricing of apps, the development of apps, how you use apps. Do you need all the apps or do you only need a few apps? We're going to spend a good hour and a little bit talking to you guys about apps, how Russ manages his app ecosystem, how he uses them to implement his music. Maybe I'll add some of my info about it. I mean, because let's face it, I've got a lot of apps because I do this show. And they take up space, man. And do I use them all? Certainly don't. Do you need them all? No. There we go. Show over. Don't need to come and watch. But I think it's good to talk about apps. It's can be a little bit of addiction. It's ASS as we call it. There's GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome, and there's ASS, App Acquisition Syndrome. So we're going to be talking ASS. Me and Russ. I'm sure he's going to love that. What else do we have coming up this week? So we've got some cool other apps coming up this week. Tomorrow we're looking at this. This will blow your socks off, man. It's called Vidum Junior. It's a video visualizer for your music. Really, really cool. Trust me, you're going to love it. Zoa, the day after. We're looking at Zoa. It's a really cool MIDI kind of sequencer that is based on the Game of Life. You'll find out more when we get to it. And to wrap out the week before we do the app show I'm introducing some new preset LUTs to LumaFusion. I'm going to show you how you can do it too, and how to get hold of some LUTs to add some new color and some new presets to your LumaFusion to spice up your LumaFusion. Yeah, LumaFusion. Good stuff. So that is what's happening this week on the show. Alrighty. Let's talk about some price drops, if there are any. Are there any? Yes, there are. There's a few big ones. So remember, Lurson's mastering console is still on sale, I do believe. Is this it here? Do I have the right link? Yes, there you go. So Lurson's is still on sale as well, up to 50% off if you don't have that. I think it ends on the 30th of November. So you've still got plenty of time to save up those cookies for Lurson's if that's something that you wanted to get a hold of. Price drops today. There's a few really expensive apps that have dropped to half price. Are they still expensive? Yeah, you could say that. Are they worth the money? You could say that as well. It all depends on what you're using apps for. Mixbox, $79.99 down to $39.99. Massive price slash if you're waiting to get Mixbox. It's on sale now. Sampletron, which we looked at a few weeks ago, and amazingly enough, I was featured on IK Multimedia's front page for my show I did on it. So that's down from $100 down to $50. The Hammond B3X down from $129 to $59. So these are all expensive apps. And GeoShred is on sale for free. Born free as the wind blows. Free. There you go. Hello, Sean Chandler. I hope you're doing well, my friend. MIDI Strummer on sale. Visual EQ on sale. Kev Hart, big supporter of Visual EQ. Uses that for everything he does with his all his metal music. Yes, GeoShred is worthwhile getting for free. It's free, man. What are you going to do? You're going to get it and then sit in the corner and cry? I don't think so. Adam 2 on sale to $19 to $9.99. So there's a whole heap of stuff on sale. All the Swarm instruments are still on sale as well. And I'm going to be using one today in today's show. But we are beginning a series now on some apps. All right, let's give a bit of backstory. So every morning when I do this and look at the price drops, for what I've been doing this, 17 months, yeah? 17 months. At least every 3 to 4 weeks, what apps do we see pop up here? We see these things pop up. SessionBand, Piano 1, SessionBand, Jazz, SessionBand, Blues, SessionBand, Acoustic Guitar, SessionBand, Original, SessionBand, Drums. Look at them all. There's so many SessionBands. There's 18 of them to be precise. And they all vary in price. Now, why they vary so much in price is because I'll tell you a story if you've got some time. When I first started making music on iOS, which was around 2010 on my iPhone, and then the iPad came out, these were some of the earliest apps that were available for making music. And some might debate whether these are actually music creation apps or whether they're just jamming apps. I beg to say that they're both. You can use them both ways. They're especially good for jamming. Jamming ain't a bad thing, man. You know, jamming helps test your chops, keep your skills up. Is fun. That's the most important thing. Plus, with these apps too, you can actually take parts of these and put them and save them as WAV files and put them in other tracks, put them in GarageBand, put them in other DAWs. So you can split the sections up that are in here as well. There's a lot of advantages to these apps. They do take up a lot of room, and I have seen this a lot. SM Borthwick brings up a point here. I must admit, removed SessionBand apps from my iPad, found them deeply frustrating to use. Hopefully today I can unfrustrate that for you, because for a time I believed the same thing. But the beautiful thing is, not only am I here on YouTube, hopefully teaching you things how to use apps and music and whatever it is that I do on this stupid show. That's really great for my algorithm. But there are plenty more videos back available now than when these first came out. So what I was going to say, with the price drops, you'll notice the older ones, because these have been around for years, absolute years. And some of the early ones, like just the SessionBand one, you'll notice the prices. That's where you start to see the price differentiation. Yeah, $5.99, $8.99. As we get up to the newer ones, because there's been new ones released in the last year, and there's more always coming out. They're getting more expensive. Why? Because they're adding more features to them. So you will notice that. You can see $8.99 is the average. Then you've got these ones here, the SessionBand Soul Jazz Funk 2, $11.99. $9.99. So they're getting more complex as they go on, which is a great thing. So what I'm doing with these, because I had about 7 of them, and you would have seen last week on the Swarm shows, I used the jazz ones just to back up for the woodwind instruments. Well, I thought it's time to reach out to the developer and say, hey, can you finish my collection for me so I can, over the next couple of months, we're going to go through these and have a look at them all so you can make an informed decision about them, because there is a lot of good to them. And here's the other reason. They do drop in price very frequently, very frequently. So even if I click on one of these here and it takes us here, we get to find out the breakdown of the price changes. So look at this. Just this year alone, we've had July 16 down to $2.99, July 26 back up, August 27 $2.99, September $5.99, October down to $2.99, back up to $5.99. And when they go on sale, nearly all of them go on sale. So hopefully I can give you a good look at all of these over the next couple of months, and then when they do go on sale, there might be something in it for you to grab them. That's what this show's about. So you can have a listen, see if it's worth it, and, take advantage of them when they go on sale or not, or buy them when they're not on sale. Totally, everything's up to you. It's your world. You make your decision. So this particular one we're looking at today, the blues one we're kicking off with, is $8.99. And I'm sure I'm going to have a whole bunch of free codes for the patrons, lucky patrons. And this week on Patreon, I'll have 5 of these jazz one, blues ones to give away. Let me just fix that up. There we go. That's better. All good. So without further ado, shall we open it up and have a look at what's under the hood? I think we should. Stop talking shit, Jade. Okie doke. So this is what you get when you open it up. And here's the interesting thing. When I first got these, I would open up and go, well, that looks really simple. But for some reason, I too found these in the past a little bit frustrating. And now that I actually have sat down with more knowledge as an artist on iOS and with so many apps kind of under my belt, I wonder why the fuck I was scared of these apps for. Right, so this is something I just threw together in, I don't know, it was about 3 minutes, pretty much before the show. And I'm going to hit play and let's hear what goes on. Let me just flick over this camera here because I've got my keyboard set up. And we've got a bit of sax running. So we've got a bit of sax running over here. And let's just hit play, shall we, and see what goes on. Excuse my playing. All right, so let's stop it. What's going on? What is happening here? Because it doesn't look complex, and it's not. It's absolutely not complex at all. So, firstly, once you've created something, so I'm going to go into actually creating something, and then I'm going to show you what's really ace. Once you have actually created something, you can go in with all of these fantastic modes here up the top. Let's move the mouse up here. Russ, I know last week was pick on me week, but if you turn this into praise me week over the top, we're not friends anymore. I'd rather you pick on me. I'll throw up in my mouth, Russ, please. If you know Russ, I can hear him right now laughing. Cackling away. All right, so up the top here, we have this little section. I can click on this, and this shows all of the styles that are included here. Over to the left, you've got slow 12/8, slow shuffle, slow blues rock, medium shuffle, blues rock ballad, slow 6/4, 70s medium blues rock, Texas shuffle, funky blues, medium 6/4, blue line shuffle, rock and roll, fast shuffle, Mississippi blues, and bluegrass. And to each of them, you'll see there's a little scroll here with a bunch of demos in amongst each one of them as I click through. Yeah. So, but at the top of each one of these, you've got a create new. So this is where you go to create a brand new one, or apply style. So this one that I made today before the show, I created this in the slow 12/8. So now I can head over to slow shuffle and just hit apply style. And now it's applied the next style. So now if I go back to the start and hit play, Russ, quit it, or I'll put you in timeout. You can actually now go ahead. So now that I select that one, we'll go to a medium shuffle and hit apply style. And these are the same chords that I've put in here. So it's just an E, A, E, A, A, E, A, E, A, B, A. Oh, baby, yeah. So again, we can go back up the top here. We can change this to something else. We can go, what was that? So that was the third one. We can go to a 70s blues rock and apply. Russ. Thanks, Russ. Thanks for the super chat, Russ. Hey, Peter. Good to see you, Peter. No, it's not a door. It's basic. Well, it's not a door because you have to export the stuff, but we'll get there, deep gravity. So you kind of get the idea now of what you can do. So if you've created something in here, you can go ahead and just flick through. Let's go down to bluegrass, just apply style again. Russ, I'm going to slap you down. So there you go. It's really cool how you can do this, how you can flick between these styles. We'll try one more before we move on. Let's just go to rock and roll, baby. Yeah! Cool. So let's show you how to make a track. Well, we'll run through something else first. So I want to, while we're here in this, let's have a look at what some of the rest of the buttons do, yeah? And then we'll go in and we'll get down to showing you how to make stuff in here. So across the top here, you've got this little people button. And look what happens when you open it. It takes you to their website. You'll probably never click on that, ever. The one at the top here is pretty cool because what it does is it gives you the biographies of the artists who've actually contributed the samples on here. Now, I won't lie, these are big downloads because this particular one holds something like, I think it's over 1,200 samples. And these are all recorded by, we're not talking shit artists here, we're talking high quality artists. All right, let's go through. Here we go. Adam Goldsmith, Tom Corley. So these are some pretty amazing artists who are recording all these samples on here. And each of the apps have these biographies telling you who are playing all the parts on here. Now, the other thing I'm going to cover now before it comes up, yes, they're all copyright free. Absolutely copyright free. So that's something you don't have to worry about. You can take the parts out of this. You can save just the guitar parts. You could save the drums. You save the bass. You can export the whole band. You can do all of that. So they are royalty free, 100%. Let's go down the bottom here, and here's where your mixer is. So we'll cover the mixer. When you open up the mixer, you are given a presentation of the timeline up the top, and you've got your automation section here, which we'll cover, and these are the instruments that are included in this particular part. Russ, come on, dude. And on every screen, there at least is one of these little help buttons. Right? Some of them, look at this. This takes you straight to the website about the mixer screen. I love that they've done that. So straight away, relative ease, straight to the mixer screen, and it tells you all about it. So the instructions are really intuitive on here. But with the mixer screen, over here on automation, you've got two things. You've got on right, or off. Yes? So when it's off and you are actually playing, let's go in here and go back to the start and hit play. You can control what you want to hear. So you've got a metronome, which is on mute. As usual, you got like a solo and a mute button for each of them. Okay, let's talk about the actual automation on right button, because this can pull you up a little bit here. You can get stuck on this. So each block here that is in this has its own automation. So if I click on the block and click between them, sometimes you'll see in program stuff, which we'll go over a little bit later, the automation is different. So you can change between blocks and set your automation at what you'd like. So if we're on this first block here, I can kick off with no guitar and just bass. So now when I hit play, all right, so if we go back now to this second one, let's take out all the guitars as well. So off we go, hit play again. The first 4 bars on this are going to have no guitar. What else is really cool about it is that you can actually automate this on the fly while you're going. So think about it like, you know, when you're in GarageBand, you're using the auto drummer. And when you change the auto drummer while you're actually performing, if you move that around, all of those auto drummer little parts move around. So you can actually do the same thing with this. You can go back here, and while it's playing, you can actually bring things in. So if we're on this first one here and we hit play, Now when I stop that and go back and hit play, so you can actually do it on the fly and have parts actually pre-dropped out. Well, we're going to cover recording really soon. So that's kind of a little bit of a look at the automation. You can mute, solo, you can go out of here, decide this part you want no guitar in this part by just hitting mute. The next one, making sure there's mute on there. So you can mess around with this to your heart's content. So as you see, when I click on this, everything mutes out, which we don't. The guitars are going to mute out on there. Guitars are going to mute out on there. If we go back to the start. Well, I turned off the thing, didn't I? I turned off automation. So you've got a fair bit of control. Now, as I said, all of these you can record out of this and save it as a WAV file, singular. So you could go in here and mute all of these and take this back to the start and just keep all the drums. So essentially you could write a whole song in this and even just keep the bass. And then you could export this out to separate WAV files. So just do the drums, then just do the bass, export that into GarageBand, and then play over the top. So it's much more than just something to jam along with, yeah? All right, what else do we have to do? Let's jump out of here and have a look at the rest of these buttons. So this is where you record and export things. This is where you save things. So you can create a new project by hitting new. You can save in here. Now when you hit save, you get to name your track, the title, artist, and hit save. And where it saves it, I shall show you, is in this share export function. So you'll have recordings in here and you've got saved tracks in here. So whenever you save something, it goes into this little saved track section. Now, if I wanted to export this, I would just click on this Blues E and it comes up with a whole bunch of options. So I can export the audio file, and I can export the audio only, or I can export the SessionBand file. So you could save one of these, make them up, and then send this to somebody else. Yeah. One thing I do need to make you aware of, if you are using the email function, I'd probably suggest against it, because when you send an email, it will export the audio as an M4A instead of a WAV file. So you're going to be sending someone a lower quality. So I would always export the audio here because it saves it as a WAV file. So you're getting the highest possible quality. Yes. So pretty easy stuff there to export. Super simple. This is pretty explanatory. Your back button to go back, your play. You've got your BPM. So at any time you can change the BPM to whatever your heart desires. Yeah! And to get out of this screen, you just touch the button again in the middle, the BPM, and it brings you back. So very conveniently, you have a whole bunch of options here just above. Now, it wouldn't be apparent to the first time user, but see this little gray bar here that looks like it's a waste of space? If you put your finger on it, it is a scroll wheel, so you can scroll through your track, which is a nice little addition there. For the longest time, I had no idea why there was such a big waste of space there. Now I know, yes. So you can scroll through your track really easy. Now, here's where things get cool. You've got a record button here. So you can actually record and you can change things on the fly. So you could change, like, go into the mixer, change the settings while you're recording. So if I hit, you've got a count in as well. So if you hit it once, I think you get a 1, 1 bar. If you hit it twice, you get a 2 and then off, I think it is. So as you click through, they change color. So if I hit it once and hit play, oops. So if I hit it again, and a third time is off. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So you can add a count in at the beginning. Now if I hit record, it lies dormant, waiting to go, and now I hit play. I can now go into here take out all the guitar. Hit stop and look at this. As soon as you hit stop, this asks you to save your recording. You can listen to it back, yeah? So you can hear it back and you can save it. As soon as you hit save, it asks you where you would like to send it. So other is going to bring up your share sheet and let you save this over to audio share. And there is our track. So that automation on the fly is really cool, I think. I think it's really cool. Oh, Russ, I swear to God in Clubhouse, I'm going to slap the ever-loving piss out of your mouth. You're not coming on the show this week, Russ. Exactly, Deep Gravity. Really cool for busking, yeah? To be able to loop this kind of stuff and just have it for, I think, really cool. Look, it's definitely really good for what I do here on the show, for showing off apps, to be able to just pull up a backing track like that, because I don't have all the time in the world to write a song around showing an app. You know, hello, Gortium85, good to see you. So definitely cool for that. Let's jump out of here. So there's your record function. Before we jump in and create a song in here and show you all the delicate stuff up here, which is where I think people struggle the most, because it's not very intuitive unless you read the instructions. Yeah, who would have thought? Let's go through the other feature that is built into this. So within, as you see, within each of these sections, as I scroll down, there's these demos here, and they all have names like Breakaway. So, and they give you a little bit of a story about who they're kind of inspired, what style of music they're inspired by. So this stuff is inspired by stuff like Muddy Waters, Hoochie Coochie Man Vibe. You've got all this stuff here. So like a Brian Setzer. Excuse me, the coffee's sitting bad today. So Eric Clapton kind of stuff, yeah? And what you can do is you just click on one of these and it opens up a preset for you with a whole bunch of different chords pre-made, ready to go. So now I can just hit play. sweet, yeah? Pretty cool, just to load that up. And again, so what was that one I chose? So we could go down here and just pick this random one, hit play. It actually is soothing. I know you're trying to be a smartass, Russ, but it actually is. Who's the sax player? That was me. That was me. The loser sax player. So yeah, I'm just using Swan sax. So yeah, and there's so many of these. Look at them all. So we can go to 70 medium blues. We'll hit Starship. Let's see what this has got going for it. And there's, as I said, there's a crap ton of stuff in here because there's like over 1,200 samples. Good fun. All right, so let's get into the edit screen and making music, because that's what you would like to know, because let's do it. Man, I'm all puffed out after that shit. So I'm going to jump over here to, let's go in here, and you can create a new one at any time. We'll go to slow shuffle and create new. So we'll just head up here and press create new. Do you want to create a new track? Any changes you have will be lost? Yes, let's do that. And you are presented with one solitary block to kick you off. If we hit play on that block, okay, so now we want to get into the edit screen, which is the little pencil here, which I've left to last. When you bring up the pencil, here you have your keyboard. So you can go in here and change this. All you need to do is click on it, right? So just click on it, and what you'll see happen is things you need to pay attention to is the little X up the top here. Clearly that's going to delete it. So that'll clear it. Plus in the middle here, you've got this little speaker so you can hear what's going on. So now I've just touched one of the little keys here on the keyboard. And as I touch them, right, so when I hit play, you're given what it sounds like, yeah? And down the bottom here, you have your variety of chords here. So when I touch down here and scroll through, so you wait for it to play its bit, scroll to the next one. So now at any time you can hit play. Cool, yeah? All right, now with each of these two, you'll notice underneath you've got this normal section, which is your drum patterns. So you can actually go in and change the drum patterns. So now if I scroll across here, and now you'll notice underneath you're given another little bar which has drum 1. Hello, Synthfidel. And a lot of them have, when you listen to them through, they'll have little fills at the end. So if we just scroll through to like drum 5 and hit play. So you've got a whole lot of options here with drums too. Now we can keep scrolling through here. So you've got a whole lot of stuff. This one here, this is your end. This is your stop. So if I hit play now on the file up above here. So if you've... So you've got a stop there and a build back up. And we keep going through. There should be an end in here as well. So we've got a stop for this particular one, which is really cool. Now, as you go along, you'll see what happens. It changes as well. All right. So now that we understand how this works, we've got an E here. Let's just do like an E6. There we go. Nice and simple. We'll bring this just back to a basic drum. So here's the end one. You'll see this is the end. So when you want to end the song, you can actually add this bottom drum and that'll do the wrap up and close the song out. So we've just got a normal here. We press play. Right, so you'll see the amount of bars we've got here. So it's 2 bars we've got. Now, if I pinch my fingers along here, I can actually shrink out how long this goes for, yeah? See that? I can shorten this right down. Now when we hit play, that's all you're going to get. And we go about to half of that. Pretty cool, yeah? So from here on, how do you add another one? So I'm going to stretch this out and make it the full length. Yeah, so now we've got this at full length. To add a brand new one, let's cover the top as well here. So you'll see these points up the top. Here's your beginning, and this is your looping section. So I can just, instead of, you can't really drag it. So instead you just, see that? I just clicked there. When I click here, it brings the first point up to the middle. But if I take it back here, and you can move these around and make them smaller, larger, and decide where your points are. So if I just move this back to the end, let's do that. Come on, there you go. So now when I add something else, it'll keep stretching that out. And how do I add something else, you ask? This is where people get confused. Right here on the end, if you watch with my finger, I'm just going to touch. And it adds this little line on here. And once that little line's on there, I can now hit a chord. So I can touch now on the end of this and hit an E. Touch now on the end again and hit an A. And if we go back to the start using our little scroll, if I get out of edit and we scroll back, you can see that's how easy it is to add parts. Super, super easy. So we'll go back into the edit screen and you can touch on these as well. So all you need to do to edit each one is just touch on it, right? It's as simple as that. To remove one, let's go to the one at the end and you've got this little cross up in the corner and it's gone. Once again, just touch on the end of the song and we'll add back in this A. Now you can actually do this in the middle of one too. So if you want to slot something in, you can slot something in if you want. Yeah, so you don't have to do it just at the end. So if you've got all this way into making this song and you're like, I want to put a bridge back here, you can go in and do that. You can go in and put something else in here as well. Nice and easy. So we've got these, just say I want to, let's go in here and remove these two because there's an easier way. So now if you jump out, you'll see I've only got this E and A. So if we go back into the edit, check this. So underneath, see this little section under here? Now when I put my mouse there, it turns into a line. You can actually name these sections. So if I click on here, I can actually go verse 1, Right, now why is this a thing to pay attention to? Because now that I've done that, in the edit screen, down here, this little section with the little hammer and sickle or whatever it is, when I click on that, because I've named that section now, it's actually created that section. You can actually copy it. So I could copy this and hit paste, and I can paste it above or below. So there's an easy way of now adding in your sections. Really cool, really nice and easy to do. So that's pretty much the controls that for adding, copying, pasting, all that kind of stuff. It's super easy to actually use. So now that we've got these parts in here, I want to create like a chorus. So let's put a point here. Go into edit, and we'll just do we'll do the B. And here's where I can just grab this, pinch it, shrink it down, and then put a line at the end. And we can do what do we do? And then once again, I can pinch this, get out of the edit screen, and let's have a listen. And now at any time, if you want to listen to this halfway through, you can just scroll to the point you want to listen to and just touch on the particular, and it'll just kick off. Super easy. So if we scroll back now to this section here, which we just added, and I type this in as a chorus, and that's done. Once again, we can go in the edit screen, hit on this hammer and sickle section here, and now we've got all these that we can add. So we can go in here and we could copy this and then paste. Right, so I've clicked copy here, so then you would go down here and hit paste and paste below. Then I can copy this chorus again, go down here and hit paste and paste below, and we're building out a song. Super easy. So now if we have a look, there's your entire song all just building out for you. All right, let's cover the extra drum bits. So for these choruses here, if we jump in the edit screen, click on the chorus, this is where we can go down here and add add a drum 3 here. Click on this one and we'll make a drum 6 or drum 7. And now we'll scroll along. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So we'll scroll along to the end, and let's touch on these two. We'll add a drum 15. Add a drum 15. And for this last one, we'll add an end. So now if you test this out and hit play, pretty cool. You can change the keys of these as well too. So you have here these little arrows. You will change the entire key of the song, yeah? Just by hitting, you can see these changing up and down. So if we let's just go back to the start and we'll have a listen to this. So you can hear these drums. So you can see the little drum fills came in there just to give it some spice. Pretty easy, yeah? So if you've had to play with this before and thought, oh, it's a bit hard, hopefully this has helped you kind of get a better idea. Again, if we go over to these arrows and just let's click randomly and we'll go back to the start. Now, what you may have noticed there, does that sound different to you? Because when you change the keys of these, there's actually different parts being played, which I find really cool because there's so many samples built into this. Especially the lead guitars. And you can do this on the fly, I think, can you? I don't think so. Let's go back. So remember also, once you've created this song, you can now head up here to the top section and you can go in here and you can choose different styles and hit apply style. We changed key halfway through there. So we can change style again. And once your song's done, super easy. We covered all the automation and stuff. So you can go in here. You can just turn off all the automation and keep it all at this one level. And then definitely you can just go out of here, save this whole thing. Or again, let's just try doing this. So we'll go in here, keep the automation off. We'll turn off the guitars. We'll mute those. And so you've got drums, bass, and organ. We'll get out of here. Hit our share. We shall hit save. And we'll call this is me. So it's Jade Starr. And we'll call this boom. And hit save. Now it's been saved. We can jump back over to the share and export. Hit share and export. Find our saved tracks. There it is. Boom. And we can export the audio only. Would you like to include the mixer automation? So you get a choice to add the automation. We'll put no. And now it's recording the audio live. And done. Can close that, jump over to audio share, and what do you know? It should be, where are you? What's it? Oh, hang on a minute. I've got to save it, don't I? So we'll pop your share sheet after that. So we hit audio share, and there you go. Dead easy. Then you can just import that into GarageBand, whatever you want. Or if you're busking, you can have all these on your file player. If you're out busking and you're playing that way, you can jam to it. You can add it to anything you jam. You can keep the drums. You can write your own music to it. Because all this stuff is royalty free. So that is the Blues app. It is $8.99. As I said, they go on sale very frequently, almost once a month. They all drop down to about $2.99. So keep your eyes peeled if these are going to be something that appeal to you. Over the coming couple of months, we're going to go through all of them. Probably not in as much depth and detail each time of how to use it each time. But as you can see, there are a hell of a lot of them here in my folder. There you go. So there I've got 2 pages of them, so we've got plenty of them to have a look at over the coming weeks And there's, you know, there's acoustic stuff, there's jazz, funk jazz, deep house, EDM. There's just drum ones. There's acoustic. I already mentioned that. Piano ones. There's pop, country, rock. So there's a whole list of different ones. There's got to be one that may suit your interests. There you go. That is today's show. I hope this has been enlightening and you walk away with a little bit more understanding of these. Hey, if they're not your bag, they're not your bag, man. You know, apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all, my friends. But it's good to know when you see these pop up what they are about so you can make an informed decision, I believe. Yes. Tomorrow we are jumping back across to look at something really incredible. I'm sure you guys are going to love this. If my photos, which have decided not to load ever again now. There we go. So we're looking at this tomorrow. Vidham JR Jr. I'm telling you, folks, you're going to love this. And I thought you would like this deep gravity because I know you sing to a lot of backing tracks and stuff like that. Really good for original music to be able to create your own chord structures and stuff. So, you know, cool stuff. But this is going to blow your minds tomorrow, yeah? This thing's fucking crazy. You're going to love it. You're going to want to be here for this because it's super cool. If you want me to open it for a second and show you what it does, let's give you a little sneak peek before we go. Wherever I can find it, there it is. It's a music video visualizer, and it's really easy to use. So I've got Pete John's track No Apologies in here, and if I hit play,
maybe I spread things a little too thin. Maybe I'm trying too hard just to win. But my intentions are always the best. Maybe I don't always do what I say. Maybe the deadlines are missed by a day. But I'm here to tell you I'm trying to learn. And I'm running as fast.
So there you go. And I can let you know now it's free to download with some in-app purchases that aren't too expensive. But you can grab it now and have a play with it. But tomorrow we're going to do an in-depth look at how to create some amazing stuff. All you need to do with it is just import your files and mess around, and it saves it. You don't have to do messy screen recording or anything like that. And then you can take your files and add them in, mix them in with your LumaFusion stuff to make some really interesting video clips. Definitely hang around for that. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And I will see you tomorrow for another day where hopefully Russ isn't being an asshole in the chat. You're dead when I see you on Clubhouse, dude. You give me 5 minutes, man, you're going down. All right, see you later, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.